Deep beneath the ocean lies a world hidden from human eyes. The calm blue water we see from the surface is just a gateway to a completely different reality, a place where light fades into oblivion, and life takes on forms that seem almost alien. We have journeyed to the moon, explored distant planets, and mapped the cosmos. Yet we have explored less than 5% of our own oceans. The closest world to us remains the most mysterious. Our journey begins at the surface, in the sunlight zone. This is the most familiar realm of the ocean, where sunlight penetrates the water, allowing plankton to harvest energy through photosynthesis. This energy fuels the entire marine food web. Small fish eat the plankton, larger fish hunt the smaller ones, and a vibrant, balanced ecosystem thrives. It feels just like the world we know. But as you descend, this familiar reality begins to shatter. At about 200 meters down, the light grows dim, marking the transition into the Twilight Zone. This is a surreal boundary, where light exists only as a faint memory. Sunlight reaches this depth, but it is too weak to support photosynthesis. There are no plants, no greenery, only a creeping, absolute darkness. How does life survive in this shadow world? The answer drifts down from above. A continuous rain of dead plankton, decaying organisms, and microscopic debris, known as marine snow, sinks into the depths. While it may seem like waste to us, it is the very lifeblood of this dark ecosystem. The creatures here are unlike anything on Earth. Many possess entirely translucent bodies, rendering their internal organs visible. In this zone, visibility is a death sentence, and transparency is the ultimate survival strategy. However, some creatures choose to shine rather than hide. Through bioluminescence, they chemically produce their own light. This glowing ability is not for beauty, it is a weapon. Some use it to lure prey, while others use counter-illumination, matching the faint downwelling light, to blend into the background and become completely invisible. This zone also hosts one of nature's greatest spectacles. Every single night, billions of creatures, fish, squid, and jellyfish, undertake a massive journey, ascending to the surface to feed under the cover of darkness. As dawn approaches, they dive back into the shadows. This phenomenon is called vertical migration, the largest synchronized movement of life on Earth. It is so massive that early sonar operators mistakenly identified this dense layer of marine life as the actual ocean floor. Past the Twilight Zone lies a realm completely devoid of light, the Midnight Zone. Here, there is no morning, no afternoon, only perpetual darkness. The temperature hovers near freezing, and the water pressure is immense enough to crush a human instantly. Yet, life persists, adapting in increasingly bizarre ways. The predators of this zone utilize fascinating strategies. Consider the dragonfish, a small but terrifying hunter. It produces a specific wavelength of red light that other deep-sea creatures cannot detect. This gives it a form of night vision, allowing it to see its prey while remaining entirely invisible in the dark. Other animals opt for absolute concealment. Their bodies are ultra-black, absorbing almost all light that hits them, allowing them to vanish like shadows. In this world, remaining unseen is the greatest form of security. Perhaps the most unusual resident is the anglerfish. The female lures prey using a glowing bioluminescent lure dangling right in front of her jaws. But their reproductive strategy is even more astonishing. The tiny male anglerfish fuses his body permanently onto the female, sharing her bloodstream and degenerating until he becomes a permanent attachment, existing solely to fertilize her eggs. Deep beneath the Midnight Zone lies the abyss, a vast, silent plain stretching across the ocean floor. Light is non-existent, food is incredibly scarce, and life moves at a glacial pace. To cope with this extreme environment, some creatures exhibit deep-sea gigantism, growing to unusually massive sizes, such as the giant isopod. Others conserve energy rigorously, surviving for years on very little. Occasionally, a monumental event breaks the monotony of the abyss: a whale fall. When a whale dies at the surface, its massive carcass eventually sinks to the ocean floor. This instantly transforms the barren desert into a bustling oasis. Hundreds of species gather to feed on the remains, and a single whale carcass can sustain this dark ecosystem for decades. The abyss covers the largest percentage of our planet, yet it remains almost entirely uncharted. Beyond the abyss lies the deepest, most oppressive, and mysterious layer of all, the Hadal Zone. This realm consists of massive, plunging trenches that drop kilometers into the Earth's crust. The pressure here is unimaginable, hundreds of times greater than at the surface. The most famous example is the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. Remarkably, life thrives even here. Creatures like the snailfish have evolved soft, gelatinous bodies completely devoid of air spaces, allowing them to withstand pressures that would instantly crush ordinary organisms. But the most revolutionary discovery in this zone is how life generates energy. Through deep fractures in the seabed, boiling, mineral-rich water spews out from beneath the Earth's crust, forming hydrothermal vents. Here, ecosystems thrive completely independent of the sun. Microscopic organisms utilize chemosynthesis, converting toxic chemicals into energy, forming the base of a unique food chain. This discovery fundamentally shifts our understanding of life itself. If life can thrive in such extreme conditions without sunlight on Earth, could it also exist beneath the icy crusts of distant moons and planets in our solar system? For scientists, the deep ocean is not just a part of Earth, it is a window into understanding the wider universe. The deep layers of the ocean remind us that no matter how technologically advanced humanity becomes, Earth's greatest mysteries remain just out of reach. The ocean is not just water, it is an entirely alien world hidden right beneath our feet, where every layer dictates new laws, new life, and new secrets. And we are still only on the very first page of its story.